Good afternoon all. Last day we have learned about the concepts of zero divisors of a ring. Zero divisor of a ring are two non-zero numbers a and b are said to be, element of R is said to be a zero divisor if a b equal to 0. That is, a and b are non-zero and the product equal to 0. Then the a and b are said to be the zero divisors of a ring. Also we have learned a theorem of that of zero divisor related with that, and we have a corollary of the theorem, and we need a problem related to factorization of polynomial in Z12. Today we have to learn about the cancellation laws in a ring R and a theorem connecting the cancellation law and zero divisor of a ring, and we have the concept of integral domain with examples. Also we have a theorem. Today we have to learn about the concept of zero divisors and integral domain and a theorem connecting with cancellation law and zero divisors. And we have some examples of integral domain and a theorem connect of integral domain we have. Last day we have learned the concept of zero divisor if a and b are two non-zero elements of a ring R such that a b equal to 0, then a and b are said to be divisors of 0. Also we have a theorem in the ring Zn. The divisors of 0 are precisely those non-zero elements that are relatively prime to n. And we have a corollary of the theorem, that is, if p is a prime number, then Zp has no divisors of 0. We are using the above theorem. In Zp there are numbers 0 to 1 to etc. p minus 1, all are prime with prime to p. So they are then the Zp has no zero divisors. Now we have the cancellation laws in a ring. We know that in a group the cancellation law is in a group there is only one operation, and we have the same. If a b equal to ac, then and a not equal to 0, b equal to c, that is the left cancellation law, and ba equal to ca, and a not equal to 0, b equal to c, the right cancellation law. These are the multiplicative cancellation laws in ring R. So in a ring we have two operations, and the first operation addition has cancellation laws in R plus, since R is an abelian group. So we have to find out the multiplication, the cancellation laws with respect to multiplications. So R be a ring, we say that the cancellation laws holds in R if AB equal to AC implies B equal to C for A not equal to 0, and B equal to CA and A not equal to 0 implies B equal to C. Now we have the theorem. The cancellation laws hold in a ring R if and only if R has no divisors of 0. So we are assume the if and only if proof is that we have to shown. For the proof we have first assume that R has no divisors of 0. R be a ring with no divisors of 0. Then we have to show the cancellation laws. So we have AB equal to AC, that part we have to implies AB equal to AC implies B equal to C, that we have to show. Then for that we can take three numbers. Then for any A, B, C element of R with A not equal to 0 implies AB equal to AC implies AB minus AC, which is equal to, we have AB is equal to AC. So AC minus, instead of AB we could write AC. AC minus AC, that is AB minus AC is equal to 0. So A into B minus C equal to 0 by the left distributive law. From here AC minus AC is equal to 0. This is minus AC is the additive inverse of AC, so the right hand side of this equation is 0. Now from the left hand side we have the left distributive law, A into B minus C equal to 0. So this is, we have taken that A not equal to 0, so B minus C should be equal to 0, since A not equal to 0, and we assume that R has no zero divisor. So which implies B minus C equal to 0 implies B equal to C. Similarly, we can show that B equal to CA implies B equal to C. Thus, if R is a ring with no divisors of 0, then the cancellation laws hold in R. Now, the converse part. Conversely, assume that the cancellation laws hold in R. That is, AB equal to AC implies B equal to C, and BA equal to BC implies B equal to C for A not equal to 0. For any A comma B element of R, we have AB equal to 0 and A not equal to 0 implies AB is equal to, right side, AB equal to 0. Here we can write, instead of 0 we could write A into 0 and A not equal to 0, since in a ring A into 0 is equal to 0, which implies B equal to 0 by the left cancellation law. We have assumed that the cancellation laws hold, so B equal to 0. Now, and AB equal to 0 and B not equal to 0 implies AB equal to 0 into B and B not equal to 0. In a ring, 0 into B equal to 0, which implies A equal to 0 by the right cancellation laws. Therefore, AB equal to 0 implies A equal to 0 or B equal to 0. In the first part, we have shown that it is B equal to 0. In the second part, it is shown that A equal to 0. So, AB equal to 0 implies A equal to 0 or B equal to 0. That's the definition of 0 divisors. That is, R has no 0 divisors. Next, we have the definition of integral domain. An integral domain D is a commutative ring with unity. So, ring has to be satisfies the commutative property also and has the unit element. The identity element with respect to multiplication should be there. 1 not equal to 0. So, the unity element is different than 0 element and containing no divisors of 0. So, we have some examples. Is that the set of all integers is an integral domain. So, it's commutative ring with unity and containing no divisors of 0. But Z is not a field, since 1 and minus 1 in Z has multiplicative inverses. So, next, Zn has an integral domain if and only if n is prime. If P is a prime number, then Zp is an integral domain and a field. We have, yesterday we have the theorem, if Z, the integral, the Zp has no 0 divisors, the corollary of the theorem. So, Zn is integral domain if and only if n is prime. Also, Q plus dot R plus Q, set of rational numbers with additional multiplication as operations and real numbers with additional multiplication as compositions, and the complex numbers are all integral domains. They are fields also. Now, we have one more example, an algebraic structure which is an integral domain but not a field. We have already seen the Z, the usual integers with additional multiplication is an integral domain but not a field. Here one more example. Consider R is equal to A plus B root 2, where A, B element of Z. We have already shown that it is a commutative ring with unity, where 1 is equal to 1 plus 0 root 2. Now, we have taken two elements, A1 plus B1 root 2 and A2 plus B2 root 2 element of R. Here, this in R, A, B is defined as element of Z, integers. So, here 2 A1, B1, A2, B2 all are element of Z. Now, their product, when we equate to 0, then A1, A2 plus 2 B1, B2 plus A1, B2 plus A2, B1 root 2 is equal to 0. You can change the real and the rational part and irrational part, root 2. And we got A1, A2 plus 2 B1, B2 is equal to 0 and A1, B2 plus A2, B1 is equal to 0, which implies A1 equal to 0 and B1 equal to 0, or A2 equal to 0 and B2 equal to 0. Therefore, the product is equal to 0 if and only if A1 plus B1 root 2 is equal to 0 or A2 plus B2 root 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, R has no divisors, no 0 divisors, so it's an integral domain. Now, we have to show that it is not a field. So, it does not have some elements, some non-zero elements of R does not have multiplicative inverse in R. For example, we can take 5 plus 3 root 2 which is not equal to 0, and for any a plus b root 2, here root 2 is missing, a plus b root 2, 5 plus 3 root 2 into a plus b root 2 is equal to 1 implies a plus b root 2 is equal to 1 by 5 plus 3 root 2, which we could multiply it with 5 minus 3 root 2 numerator and denominator. The numerator is 5 minus 3 root 2, denominator 5 plus 3 root 2 into 5 minus 3 root 2, which is equal to 5 into 5, 25 a square minus b square, 5 square, 25 minus 3 root 2 all square, 9 into 2, 18, 25 minus 18, 7. So denominator is 7. So 5 by 7 minus 3 by 7 root 2 not an element of R, since 5 by 7 and 3 by 7 not an element of Z. So 5 plus 3 root 2 has no inverse in R. Now we have the theorem, every field F is an integral domain. So in every field we have, it is commutative ring with unity. Now we have to show that only this element has, this field F has, does not possess any zero divisors. So for that, take any two elements, a, b element of F, and suppose that a b equal to 0 and a not equal to 0. Now we have to show that b is either b. Now we have to suppose that a b equal to 0 and a not equal to 0. In a field, we know that every non-zero element has an inverse. So a not equal to 0. So hence a inverse exists, and a inverse should be an element of the field F. So AB equal to 0 and A not equal to 0 implies we could multiply A inverse with that. A inverse into AB is equal to A inverse into 0. So A inverse A, here we could have use the multiplication is associative the property. So A inverse A can be taken. So into B. So A inverse 0 is equal to 0. A inverse 0 is equal to 0 by the ring property. Something should be multiplied by 0 is 0. So 1 in A inverse A is equal to 1. 1B is equal to 0, which implies B equal to 0, since A inverse A equal to 1 and 1B equal to 1. Thus we have shown that AB equal to 0 and A not equal to 0 implies B equal to 0. Hence F has no zero divisors. Therefore F being a commutative ring with unity and without zero divisors, so therefore F is an integral domain.